one of us to start in the office, and the other one to start in an office he had upstairs. And I was assigned upstairs. And the rest is history.
The rest is history.
I had a roommate, if you can call her that.
Was it?
A woman by the name of Grace Tully. And Grace was a charming, older woman. I mean, she was in her 70s at that point. She had worked for Roosevelt.
Wow.
And Truman, I believe.
Wow.
Johnson, when he became leader, he kept her on. And so she was in his office with me, very big office. She had her desk and I had my desk. And she didn't write speeches. I was a speechwriter. I forgot what happened then. Well, I ran for Congress, that's what happened. I wanted to get involved in politics myself, beyond what I was. So, somewhere we had a little thing, a little brochure I put together when I ran. Anyway, when I was defeated, I went back to the Capitol, went to see the Kennedy people. No, I went to see, one of Kennedy's people I've known, and somehow got involved again with congressional fellowship program. I've forgotten now how it happened. Oh, I guess I got a job then with Wayne Morris. Remember him?
Sorry, no.
Hmm?
Nope.
He was a senator from a very well-known senator from Oregon.
Okay.
And I worked for him for a while.
Quite a resume, Mr. Gibbons.
And, well,
a CV, they call it now. Latin for a very extensive resume.
curriculum vitae.
Curriculum vitae.
Mm-hmm. The life vitae.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So finally, I finally finished my PhD.
At Princeton? You finished your PhD?
At Princeton.
About what year?
Oh, I don't remember.
60s? 1960s?
Early, yeah. Somewhere I've got a copy of the curriculum.
I know. I saw it when I first started here in November of '09. I'm sure Miss Pat has it in a safe place because you moved, you know.
Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to leave Washington after I ran for Congress, I guess. Had a job offer from Wellesley College,
Wellesley College.
Massachusetts.
Just after Hillary had graduated, right?
1 year.
1 year later.
And so we packed up and moved up to Boston. That was only a 1 year job. From there, I got a job. No, I guess I got the job then at the Library of Congress, Congressional Research Service.
Congressional Research Service.
That's where I finished my Washington career. From there, I moved back. I moved to Texas. Never had lived there before. And got a job at Texas A&M. Became head of a new political science department.
Quite a run.
Then I went back to Washington, I believe, to I've forgotten where it was. Anyway, that's where I ended up. And that's my life story.
Well, the bit about getting the Library of Congress offering you the research position.
Did they offer me a research position?
Yes, to write.
Yeah. I was a foreign relations specialist. And I wrote things for them, did research. We all worked for Congress. I worked for cities of Illinois at one point. And
how did it come about that you were given the Vietnam Project?
that was when I was at the Congressional Research Service. And the war was still on, but winding down. And I knew a guy with the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, a staff member, Norval Jones. He was a Fulbright man. He was on the staff. One day at lunch, and I kept up my relations with these guys. One day at lunch, I'm forgetting the name of the restaurant, near the Capitol building. We started talking about the war and the fact that someone needed to do a study of the role of Congress.
Do a study of the role of Congress
in the war.
In the war, the Vietnam War.
Yeah. I said I was thinking of the same thing, that it needed to be done. So the next thing I knew, he had asked the chairman of the committee, Senate Foreign Relations Committee, and or spoken to him about the possibility of asking me to do it. And then they got a letter at the Congressional Research Service from Fulbright, the chairman of a committee, or Sparkman maybe at that point. Anyway, it was from the committee asking that it be done. And word was that I was the one to do it. Well, the head of the office that I worked in didn't want me to do it. And he didn't like the fact that the committee had asked me, had said something. No, I guess I told him I had luncheon and all that. Anyway, the letter came from the chairman. It went to my boss, the head of my section. He sat on it for a year.
Wow.
Refused to ask me to do it.
Wow.
Finally, I broke it loose somehow. And I've been admonished by my section leader in the office who wanted to get me to fire me. And the head of the office wanted to fire me, the one who had sat on it. Anyway, I finally broke through all that. And they assigned the project to me. At that point, that's when I met Pat, because I needed some help with it. And she was hunting for a job, and she was recommended to our office in the library by Margaret Goodman, who was a member of a congressional staff. I've forgotten which one. And bless her heart. And Margaret recommended her to us. I interviewed her. At that point, she was in law school in Washington. But she'd already gotten her law degree from her BA from Beloit in Wisconsin, and a law degree from Edinburgh, or one of those, in England, and she was studying at Georgetown together because the Americans wouldn't accept a British degree. So she went back to Georgetown. She was very persistent. And she was in law school at Georgetown when I met her, and I thought she was a very talented hard-working kind of a person. There was nothing, and I was attracted to her as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I was single at that point, I believe. I was getting ready to be. Anyway, we hired her. She became my assistant. And we worked on that project together all the way through.
All the way through.
She has all the files upstairs.
Mm-hmm. And the interviews?
Yeah.
She went on all the interviews with you?
Yeah.
And when was Miss Pat at Trinity College in Ireland?
Trinity, right. That's where she got her English degree. Dublin. Anyway. And she was quite, she had a lot of experience. She worked for a member of Congress for a whole year prior to that on a program. Her father got her the job, really, when she was at Beloit. She took the job with this congressman, and that gave her a lot of background for what I was doing. And so we hit it off, and began to work, and she worked there until I've forgotten the year now.
Approximately?
About well, it was about. She worked on a project with me for about 3 years, something like that, until they lowered the boom on her there at the library, and
Why did they lower the boom on her
why?
at the library? Yeah.
Well, they I don't know if the ticket is. She would have to say that. But she left the library, and no, she didn't leave. They wanted to force her out, but the congressman who had helped her through her woman friend went to bat for her, and at that point she was well qualified,
Well qualified.
and so she got the job. But when we got toward the end of the interviews, I don't know why, how it happened, but her contract with the library ended. But at that point, yeah, she went to Leesburg and joined the law practice. Because meanwhile she had passed the bar. But she continued to work with me on the project. We're still working on it together. Although I have not done anything on it. But I get these letters from people saying they used the work and all that.
Including Caro.
What?
Including Caro. Passage of Power.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Cairo.
Caro.
Yeah. And that's how we got together. Meeting of the minds.
And hearts.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that story.
That's a whole